The question everyone's been asking is this it? Could this finally be the week the community has been waiting for? The talk surrounding Iraqi dinar revaluation has reached a new level of intensity. For the first time in many years, the tone feels sharper, more coordinated, and far more concrete. Recent rumors suggest the possibility of ARV this week, which has sparked a wave of enthusiasm across dinar forums and chat groups. Alongside this excitement, a fresh term has emerged in discussions: Tier 4B appointments. Naturally, many are asking, what is Tier 4B? What does it relate to the revaluation process? And what does it mean for everyday holders waiting for their turn? For years, investors have been vigilant, scanning headlines and signals, wondering if this promised event would ever happen. Each new clue brings renewed momentum, and right now, the speculation feels like nothing we've seen before. The dinar community has long been attuned to the slow-moving developments, keeping a close eye on markets, official announcements, and political cues out of Iraq. But the recent surge of interest in Tier 4B specifically shows how attentive followers are to even the most subtle hints. If you're part of the dinar community, you probably know that currency reevaluations aren't abrupt. They usually unfold through planned stages, following a sequence designed for stability. That's why analysts and followers carefully dissect every rumor, every leak, and every minor development. In the case of Tier 4B, the term itself has become a focal point. It's no longer enough to discuss general progress. Now people want to know how and when they personally will be involved. That's a natural progression when something is talked about for years. People go from observers to active participants hoping to benefit. So what exactly does Tier 4B refer to? Tier 1 includes sovereign governments. Tier 2, large financial institutions. Tier 3 refers to contractual entities, while Tier 4 represents private holders. Within this last group, the separation into 4A and 4B is particularly critical. Tier 4A generally includes bulk holders or those with significant amounts of dinar, while Tier 4B symbolizes the average individual patient waiting for their opportunity. But the emergence of Tier 4B as a talking point signifies that people are no longer just discussing the overall revaluation process. They want to know when it will directly affect them and how they can prepare. Let's try to paint a picture of what Tier 4B appointments might look like. It's important to understand that the entire process is expected to be highly structured and secure. We're going from years of informal trading to a tightly managed window of opportunity. Here's a step-by-step look at what some believe will transpire. First, holders in Tier 4B will need to show strict identification. Think passports, driver's licenses, and possibly even biometric checks. Banks or redemption centers will verify not only the holder's identity, but also the origin of their currency to prevent any funny business. Next, the dinar notes themselves will undergo authentication. Special equipment will scan them to ensure their legitimacy. Bulk holders in 4A might have separate processes for larger amounts, but for Tier 4B, everything is expected to be done in smaller batches. Once confirmed, the notes will be counted and sealed, potentially even video recorded to establish a clear chain of custody. Rates would be based on contracts or agreements established prior to the revaluation. However, some discussions suggest that individual holders might have the option to accept either the standard published rate or opt for a private rate tied to specific contracts or projects. That way, everybody is aware of how the valuation was reached, and there are no surprises. Following the count, funds would be deposited into the holder's account, though some restrictions or terms could apply initially. Throughout this process, privacy and discretion are paramount. Since so many people have built up significant amounts of dinar over the years, it's crucial to handle these exchanges with care. As for the locations where these appointments would take place, speculation runs rampant. Some believe it will happen at central bank branches, while others think designated rooms within commercial banks are more likely. There's even talk of temporary structures similar to polling stations set up in secure locations. Whichever the case, the goal is to create order and prevent chaos. To clarify, the term Tier 4B appointments refers to a highly structured approach to exchanging currency. It involves holders booking specific times to visit a central location with their dinar for official revaluation and immediate deposit into their account. The whole process aims to provide order, fairness, and security during the conversion. As for timing, this is pure speculation, but the current buzz suggests it could begin this week. If true, It would mark the start of the most anticipated financial event of the decade. However, even if things kick off this week, don't expect everything to happen overnight. More likely, a small group of people will initiate the process with larger-scale rollouts following in waves. There's a reason they call it a rollout. It's meant to unfold gradually, ensuring everyone eventually gets their turn. One interesting topic of discussion is whether Iraq's dinar will undergo redenomination as part of this revaluation. Redenomination doesn't change the value per se, but simplifies the currency's form. For example, if every 1,000 dinar equals one new dinar, old bills are retired and replaced with ones depicting new values. This helps track daily transactions more easily. While not directly tied to the revaluation, it makes long-term holding easier and could boost public trust. The removal of, say, 3 zeros would mean less frequent backhouse banknote counting and storage concerns for holders. It wouldn't alter exchange rates, but enhance daily use. Adding fuel to the fire, reports of leaked documents suggesting Iraq's central bank is readying a currency redesign. While no official announcement has been made, people are buzzing about the implications. If true, this could be part of a broader effort to stabilize the dinar and boost public trust. Paving the way for the RV, it might also signal that the government is taking concrete steps toward the revaluation process. To better understand the significance of these events, here's a breakdown of the situation. First, the very fact that people are discussing Tier 4B appointments shows how seriously the community takes the revaluation process. It's no longer a distant dream, it's a matter of when, not if. Second, the increased urgency reflects the reality that things are happening behind the scenes. Official leaks and reports hint at a proactive central bank, suggesting they're preparing for major changes. Third, the level of detail in discussions is unprecedented. People aren't just talking about the RV in broad strokes anymore. They're debating logistics, rates, and timing with a precision that comes from real-world planning. Fourth, the sense of community is stronger than ever. People are working together, sharing insights, double-checking sources, and collectively building a picture of what the revaluation might look like. Finally, the combination of hope and preparation is palpable. People are cautiously optimistic, balancing years of unrealized expectations with the possibility that this time things will be different. At this point, the world is watching. Successful Iraqi dinar revaluation could serve as a model for other nations seeking to stabilize their currencies. However, the road ahead requires careful navigation. Trust in institutions is low due to past delays and mismanagement. Rebuilding confidence through transparency and concrete actions will be key. Secondly, the revaluation must benefit everyday citizens. While benefiting big holders is important, it's the average person's faith in the system that truly matters long-term. Fair rates, accessible exchanges, and minimal restrictions will be crucial in this regard. Additionally, international partners must be kept informed and reassured. The dinar's fate is intertwined with Iraq's broader economic and political standing. Open communication and collaboration will help ensure a smooth transition. Lastly, post-revaluation planning is essential. Successful exchange is just the beginning. Providing guidance and resources to help people manage their finances wisely will determine the lasting impact of this event. In conclusion, the buzz around TR4B appointments signifies that the long-awaited revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is drawing near. While no date is set in stone, the collective energy and preparation within the dinar community show that a major shift is on the horizon. As more details emerge, staying informed, remaining calm, and having a plan in place will be crucial for navigating this historic event successfully. What are your thoughts on the recent developments regarding the Iraqi dinar revaluation and the potential for Tier 4B appointments? Feel free to share your opinions and insights in the comments below. Let's continue to discuss and learn from each other as this situation evolves.